Good
Hi,
to see both of
Nivedita.
you virtually. And
Hi.
I have seen the trailer of Qatil Haseenaon ke Naam. It's been like so empowering and so impactful, truly. I mean, in every sense, for sure.
I'm
So,
so
you question for both of you: how are you enjoying the entire feedback and all this uh, madness after the trailer was launched?
It's a big high. The trailer has really caused a stir. I'm in Lahore here, where we are not used to watching this kind of desi women, Pakistani actresses doing this kind of stuff. And some feedback I've gotten from men, they literally are shaking in their boots. So yeah, I think that has been very effective.
What about you, Meenu? Like, you hope you're enjoying the entire feedback that the trailer has got.
yeah, Nivedita, it's been great. I keep asking everybody. In fact, I'm so happy you're giving me feedback because I have to ask everybody else. I've been so close to the work for so long. It's been really long that I've been very attached and very close. That for me to stand back and actually for me, the feedback is everything, and people are so excited. I spoke to the Z5 team, and they've told me that it's doing really well, and they're getting really good responses to the trailer. So 10th December is what I'm really waiting for, the real response, and I'm very, very sure people are going to love this.
How you think such narratives are important in today's day?
The important is that it's the time has come, and now is we are in a time right now where as women creators, filmmakers, we are getting to tell a kind of story, and that is very, very exciting because it's not just about, you see, we've been talking for many years about why don't we have female-led stories. So that has been a conversation for very long. But I want to add to that conversation, not just that you should have women in the lead and that you should be telling stories about women, but that you should be able to tell all kinds of stories about women. It shouldn't just be about, women's lives, women's struggles. Okay, that's very, very important. But that if I want to tell a thriller story about women, I can tell it, and I can have women heroines. It's not just because it's thriller, it doesn't have to have male heroes. There can be heroines doing a thriller. Similarly, this is a genre we're calling it desi noir, usually totally a male dominated genre, male dominated on screen, told from the perspective of the male eye and gaze, and male filmmakers making it, right? So all of that is shifting, and I think it's very, very exciting. And so the first time when this whole idea of this whole series came to my mind, and I took it to the producer, Shelja Kejriwal, and I told her, and she was so excited. I said, we'll do this genre, but you know what? We'll turn it on its head. We'll tell it from the perspective of the woman, because for years, these Qatil Haseenas or femme fatales, whatever you want to call, they're seen as vamps, full stop. Because the male universe tells you that they are vamps, right? Nobody ever says, ki, Acha, unki taraf se if we hear the story. What is their story? Let's tell the same story from their point of view. And you'll get a totally different story, obviously, right? So that was the idea, to turn that around and hear this side of the story. And are they really bad, or are they just doing what they want and they're just getting what they want? I was just saying, Abhi, for a woman to know what she wants and to go and get it in itself becomes a threat to society, so that is the problem. So that's what we're trying to shift here.
Azad, do you think that these conversations were long pending, especially the conversations around fantasies, desires of women, especially coming from Pakistan, like such strong story plot coming from Pakistan? What do you have to say about that?
Well, Pakistan has very strong women. It's just like their stories are never told, as Meenu is rightly pointed out. And these stories were just waiting to be told. And, it's so refreshing because, as Meenu is saying, the male gaze has been in control of these kind of storytelling. Even if you look at literature, the detective and thriller writers are all men. So it was just very refreshing and very exciting to turn that on its head. And as Meenu pointed out too, tell it from the female gaze and the female point of view. So, generally, ऐसा होता है कि the woman, the female character is there in the story to be either saved or to be seduced. But now I think the shift has happened, at a universal level, where the woman does not need to be saved. She has her own horse, she has her own sword, and she can fight. So I think it's just a very exciting time to be an artist in, as a writer, as a director, as an actress. It's just something which is happening in front of our eyes as we see the storytelling shift and the audiences shift. How easily now Superman is kissing a man. Superman is bisexual suddenly in the latest, series. And so I think it's a really cutting edge, for our region. Qatil Haseenas are really showing the way. They're lighting the path, and then all these 7 Haseenas are like archetypes, as Meenu has explained. They're like archetypes which are just waiting to awaken in all the women around us. So the time is right and the moment is right for this.
These female characters who are the lead roles in this project, I think they are as unapologetic, as fierce in real life as they portray on screen, right? We have seen Sanam Saeed doing some phenomenal roles of late, and we have seen Sarwat also in Churels. She was absolutely amazing in that. So you think that made your task a little easy when it comes to roping in these characters, because they already had that strong viewpoint about themselves and about the society?
I'll start a little earlier, right? Which is that, Farjad and I have co-written this script, right? When I took the idea, the story world, the general conception to Farjad, this was, I think, in 2019. We wrote quite early, actually, right? At that time, when we were just writing, there were actors coming in our mind, right? And I was just talking to somebody else also. So idea was that her character has an essence. She has a certain kind of femininity. Femininity is very different, no? Not every woman is the same. Because there's a range. So every character in this, every Haseena, let's just say it, has her own personality. Somebody's fun and very cheerful, and somebody is very quiet, somebody is very beautiful and is conscious of their beauty. Is tarah se, you have different kinds of beauties and different kinds. So ye tha hamara shuru se ki there are different kind of Haseenas and different age groups of Haseenas. Because one more stereotype, as you know, is if you use the word Haseena, it will be somebody young, right? But for us, it was beauty is not just physical. Beauty is about a woman taking her space, claiming her space. That can be a woman of any age. So that was the thinking. So actually, I feel that the actresses we went for this personality or the essence that we were looking for. And I think all the actors, they're just waiting, to do exciting roles, whether they're male actors or female actors. So to be honest, I didn't need to convince anybody to do it, like everybody was already convinced. They were so excited. In fact, even the male actors were so excited to get something different on their table to do, and definitely all the work that has happened in the last couple of years, the fact that Zindagi and Z5 have had these actors, have been working with these actors for a very long time, and collaborating with them. All of that also led to the casting process, definitely.
And of both of you about the representation of South Asian women globally.
The power struggle going on. Like right now on the throne is the traditional representation of the South Asian woman. and the person leading the charge to topple that throne is the strong, woman standing in her power and knowing what she wants, as Meenu was saying. So there is a struggle going on, and actually this time of struggle is perhaps more exciting when the struggle will be over, because right now nobody knows how this thing will pan out and what will click. So when this happens, the producers, the audiences, everybody is ready to expect anything. Yeah. So that is why, if suddenly out of the blue, a character which nobody thought would click suddenly clicks and becomes a worldwide phenomenon, So, so I think it's an exciting time as we're watching the power struggle between the incumbent representation and the one there to topple it.
One of the things that we are doing in this show, we are calling the show a desi noir, right?
Yes,
and as you know, noir is a very westernized genre. It's a Western genre, right? That's where we've seen it in Hollywood. And over here, we are now saying we are desi. Desi means South Asian, right? So we are doing South Asian noir. And I think that is so exciting that we can be in these zones now, we can be in the zone where we are doing something Western, but we are saying, no, we are going to give our own language to it. We are going to bring our own interpretation to it. And to that, I mean, I worked with this brilliant cinematographer, Moazmi, who has sort of worked, we worked to craft this look, which we are calling desi noir, right? What does noir look like in South Asia, right? So I feel, I know it. I'm actually responding to your question. All of this is happening. All these shifts are happening where, as South Asian creators, makers, women, actors, we are being able to explore new zones, of creativity. And that is so exciting. And I'm so excited that this show, which, comes out on 10th December, is not just leading in terms of, women and telling women's stories, but also trying something new in terms of a genre.
It was a pleasure meeting both of you.